Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Schnozzcast. These are your hosts, Bob, Cory, Nick, and Todd. Todd Dillon, how are you?
I am fabulous, Bob.
Cory?
Oh, hello. I'm working on that.
Yeah, keep working.
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
Nick?
Oh, it's Grease Lightning.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, I mean, hey, how's it going?
I felt I could hear him pivot like he heard your hello, and he's like, oh, now I gotta rethink everything.
Yeah.
Bug.
Doesn't track, buddy.
Yep, with some secret sauce on that. All right. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. Please join us here every week. You can find us out on the streaming services to listen to or watch previous episodes out in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Mixcloud, or anywhere else where you can get a podcast. You can also watch us or see us out on social media, out on Instagram, Facebook, or our YouTube page at Schnozzcast to watch the actual video of these four gloriously handsome gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah,
Bob,
Todd.
I have a question.
Sure.
Can we do it again? Because I don't want to be fabulous anymore. I got a different word I want to use. Can we start all over?
All over?
Yeah. Well, the part when you ask how everybody's doing.
So start from the beginning. Minus the music.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Schnozzcast. You're joined here by your fantastic co-hosts, Todd Dillon, and Todd Dillon.
Oh, we're just going with Todd. All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I'm gonna get right to the point. Todd, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm Fleek, bitch.
Okay, I have a request.
Yeah, hold on.
Can we go back yet again and restart this all over?
I knew there'd be a point where we lost everything.
Should we mute Todd for this restart?
Yeah, he's done. He's
All right.
done.
All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Schnozzcast. You're joined by your hosts, Bob, Cory, Nick, and some guy who is muted. Cory, how are you?
Oh, hello.
Nick, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
What happened to that Grease Lightning, buddy?
It's done. It's already done.
It's
What if people
spent.
have the ability to go into the past like we do, and they could hear that?
This is great that we wanted to have like a 45-minute episode, and we're going to spend like 20 of it just redoing the intro.
We're only at 3. We're
I
only
don't know
at
what
3.
you're talking about. This is the first time we've done this.
We're good.
All
I'm
right.
still muted.
Yes.
Yeah, you're totally muted. Yeah, don't even bother. It's a waste of your time, sir. But if you could hear us, I'm sure you'd pour yourself a shot and join us. If you're new to the show and have never listened to us before, we tend to do a lot of shots here, 3 or 4 per episode. Let's just say
5 or 6.
sure
7 or 8.
It could be it's generally a round like a prime number. So pour yourself a shot. Please join us. We've got a little bit of fireball here. I'm not even going to ask the guy who's muted what he's drinking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, go ahead. Cheers.
Cheers.
Apparently, we're heavy on the Grease Lightning today.
I was actually going to do like a
Oh, that was Happy Days. Sorry.
1, 2, 3 shots, 4 shots, 5.
Okay.
That would be closer to
Happy Days.
Happy
Yeah.
Days, yeah.
I don't have the time to figure out the rest of the song. Come on, Cory. I know you're expecting a lot.
I was.
I'm actually so you guys have watched Happy Days?
Yeah.
It makes me happy in my
1, 2,
in my
3
soul.
Shots, 4 shots a lot.
It's very
5,
odd.
6,
Down in
7
the
shots,
cockles
7
of my
shots a lot.
soul, I'm happy.
8, 7, 9, 10, 11 shots a lot. We're gonna do shots all night.
Anybody who listens to the show knows how much shit I take for being making references that no one else gets because they're too fucking young.
Really
so I'm
old.
So
I'm
happy.
old.
I'm so happy.
I will say that I caught Happy Days on Nick at Night, though, not when it originally came out.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
I would assume it's probably the same for you.
yeah,
Me too.
But
Yes, Todd, I was actually pointing at you on the screen. I said,
know.
Todd.
I mean,
I know.
if you want to honestly look at it, today, yesterday, the past, all leading up to this point.
Sorry.
These days are ours.
Only fucking drop he knows how to use now.
These days are ours.
It's right there. It's so close.
I mean, really, these days are yours and mine.
So we're just going to talk the song through? Okay.
Vernon Shirley. I love it.
How's the rest of it go, sir?
Laverne and Shirley.
I mean, it was a spinoff, right?
Indeed.
That's true. That's true. These days are on.
I can
No,
still,
that's still happiness.
I can see
That's what
the-
I'm saying.
I can
Oh,
see
I
the-
thought you were singing
I said these days are ours.
Yeah.
And then I said these days are yours and mine.
already.
That was
Yes, you did. And then you went
Yeah.
back to the same. I thought you were going to hit us with a little Laverne and Shirley.
I don't know the words to that song.
Oh,
I don't know what schlemiel, schmile, and all that crap means. I know Haas and Pepper Incorporated.
I'll take that too.
All right.
That is fine.
All right.
Thank
All
God
right.
our average listeners are between the ages of 40 and 65.
You're going to do it.
Cory, you're looking good, my friend. I almost feel
Wow.
like you've.
I'm starting to blush a little bit.
Right.
Look at TT.
What's that feeling? What's that feeling in my pants? Oh, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
What is that?
Looks
3
the same
inches
to
of
me.
So
what is that? 3 inches of lift that just occurred
let me
in my
just.
pants?
So there's.
It's
There are people out
two.
there listening to this going, what the fuck is going on now? And I'm going to tell you
Yeah,
what's
what's
going
going
on
on?
right now. What's going on is we talked about this before the podcast, and Cory wanted to tell a story. And I told him specifically, like, after we do housekeeping, I'm going to dish it off to you, my friend.
Oh,
and you can
that's
start
what we're
talking.
doing?
So I gave him a compliment because that's hinging upon the story. And he's like, thanks. It's a dead silence.
Now, hey,
I thought that was a better way to go
Yeah,
about it.
that's the last time I've seen you for a fucking story.
Oh,
I'm
and
just
do you
gonna say.
understand that this is like his house is on fire right now compared to what I get when you're not on the show? Because I'll be like, yeah, Cory, Todd, how you guys doing? And they'll be like, and like, and then they stare into my soul like no one says anything. I'm like, we're gonna have
Yeah.
to do a little better than this because I can't fucking carry this shit.
It was between what I just said, or I was just going to go right into fucking sports.
Please-
because I'm
please.
like, fuck him and his story. If that's the reaction I'm getting, but
what is
Word.
that?
I've calmed down,
What-
and I'm going to dish it back off to you.
hang on, because no one can see it yet.
Yeah,
No, not you. Sorry,
Okay.
Nick.
yeah.
So yeah, no, I as we've discussed on prior episodes, I've
As recently as like 10 minutes ago.
on prior episodes we've talked about it.
He won't let it drop. He won't let it drop.
I've had my teeth done recently.
Are just all I gotta ask are
Yeah.
those teeth on the screen?
I don't know what you're talking about on the screen.
Those are shrimp,
So
deveined shrimp.
Okay, thank you.
I finally got my final set of implants put in. My permanent, forever, they're not going to break. I can eat anything I want teeth.
Despite the fact they've already broken.
And no, well, the one,
Are they made of vibranium?
I got them put in. They're made of zirconium.
Not as strong as vibranium. That's what I've heard.
Got them put in. And that night as a matter of fact, I got them put in and we went to the Big Lebowski, the Day of the Dude event.
We did.
Hours after I had them put in. Didn't have much time to go and do anything else in between. And the first thing I was
did have time to stop at the gas station for snacks.
Oh, I did.
Of course he did.
Oh, dude, that was the closest
It's the
thing
first
to
thing he did, I feel.
closest
For
thing
what?
to the dentist office for snacks.
Gas station.
Sir,
snacks.
I apologize
Todd,
if I'm being too forward, but I could see the shine from that tungsten carbide smile from inside the gas station. I'm so sorry if this is too becoming for you.
Do you think the curtain
No,
was like,
no, no.
Oh.
Bob.
Close your mouth, sir.
so needless to say, I was very excited. We also had the Day of the Dude coming up later that afternoon.
Yep.
I'm finally able to eat anything I want and go back to my normal diet.
Dude, let me just say, while we were at the Day of the Dude, one of the things that I had to do was eat. I'm like, if we're going to be drinking, I got to get something to eat. And because it's a bowling alley, they didn't have a kitchen. But they did cater in pizza from a local pizzeria that they put on warmers. And that's what I had to eat. That's also the only thing that Cory could get to eat. And he ate this piece of pizza and said it was the greatest thing he'd ever tasted.
Clarifying
but
question.
I know you guys are getting all in depth.
Sorry, Todd, hang on.
Stuff. you please, to the listeners, explain what the fuck this is, because there's probably a lot of people that are like, we have no idea what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? The teeth?
The Day of the Dude.
Day of the Dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
We keep
yeah,
referencing it.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Okay. All right.
He's got a plan.
So it was the first day with these teeth. I go back. I have not actually bit into anything in 6 months. So I was very excited. And even though we're at this bowling alley for this event that we are going to discuss, it was a crappy slice of pizza, but being able to actually bite into it, not have to cut it up and put it back in my molars and chew on it forever and just bite into it and treat it like normal food was overwhelming.
Did you cry?
A tear did roll down. And
I figured
it was very funny because we were sitting there and Bob had already had his slices of pizza and I got mine a little after he did. And I took a bite out of it and the tear came and I was just shaking my head. I'm like, oh my God.
It really did, didn't it?
I swear to God it did.
I know it did.
Yeah,
I'm sure it did.
I'm like, this is so amazing to be able to do. And I just looked over at Bob and he's like, yeah, man, it was good pizza, but it's not that good. I'm like, no, it has nothing to do with the quality
you
of
don't
pizza.
understand.
I'm like, this is the first time
motherfucker. I haven't had teeth for 6 months.
I mean, I've had teeth, but I've not been able to bite into anything. And so the first time being able to do that, I'm like, this is a relief and it tastes so fucking good. So I was able to eat that slice of pizza. Went through the rest of the night. Maybe had some snacks when I got home, some chips and Doritos that I have not been able to eat that I was able to have.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Next morning, got up and I was showering before I went to work and I was brushing my new unbreakable, amazing zirconium implants. And I heard this like pop and I'm like, ooh, I'm like, nothing hurt, but it was very loud. And I'm like, maybe I caught the grooves of my teeth on each other and they clicked because the material they're made out of, it is much louder than your normal teeth. So I'm like, oh, that must have been it. I haven't had grooves in my teeth for 6 months. So that's all it could have been because I was feeling around with my tongue. I'm like, there's nothing out of place.
Yeah.
Later in the day, my sister texted me that works on my teeth and works for the dentist office I go to. She's like, oh yeah, how is everything? I was like, oh, this morning I heard a loud pop in the shower, but it must have just been the grooves on my teeth. She's like, all right, nothing's out of place. I'm like, felt around again. I'm like, no, there's a little line though. Like that just must be where they finished the milling. And she's like, there shouldn't be a line anywhere. I'm like, huh, that's weird.
Oh, Jesus.
So that night, went over to my mom's house where my sister was at and said, hey, can you take a quick look at these? And she's like, yeah. So I showed her where I felt the line. And she's like, yep, they broke. And next day, went to the dentist's office, and this is what my bottom teeth did.
What is that?
Because it's not vibranium.
That's where so you see where those two parts would actually meet?
Yep.
The screw.
What is it?
Those are my teeth.
It's like a wolf's tooth. What the fuck is that?
It looks like it's on
not
a
a
car
tooth.
hood. No, it's a set of teeth.
That's my
entire.
entire.
It's a whole row of teeth.
That's
Oh,
my
did
whole,
you think that was one tooth?
Oh my God!
no.
Yes. Oh, no. Okay. I can't see it from this angle. It looks like one long canine.
No. That's my. So yeah, that's my entire. That's my entire
Wow.
bottom set of teeth.
Oh.
Wow,
you didn't see
I
the
didn't even
gap
think
there,
about that.
Strahan?
I was Cory, and
It
there's
is
a
split
red.
in
I was
half.
literally joking,
Cory,
trying
listen.
to tell him that those were like two deveined shrimp.
Listen, there's a red hue from the side, so they look bloody. And I don't deal well with anything like mouth wise. People that have teeth I don't do well seeing like when people are like, "Oh, look at this," and they open it.
He's
Like,
saying it's been hard to be your friend for the last 6 months.
No, because
he's thought about ending the friendship many times.
Cory's not like that, but there are people that have disgusting mouths that have poor oral hygiene that want to show you their mouth, and it's disgusting. And I thought that was one long bloody tooth, and I'm like,
no.
what the fuck is that?
Curve in it.
Like, oh, we found that back in my jaw, and he removed it. Like, I honestly, I swear to God, I would have thrown up. I would've
no.
thrown
I
up.
want this to go viral so bad.
Hopefully it does.
But why is it on the hood of somebody's car?
Seriously,
Why is it,
It looks like it's
on that? It's
Why-
on that Caprice Classic.
why is
I don't get it.
Why is it sweating? That's what I want to know.
That was just the saliva I had from my mouth.
I'm literally starting to
Did
get
you
woozy.
just like spit them onto the counter?
I'm starting to get woozy. How did they come out? I thought they were like in forever.
So they did. This was after Callie unscrewed the other because there's two
With a
screws.
Phillips head?
It's actually a star head.
Nice.
It's a very very
like
tiny
on your
star
Jeep
head.
Wrangler.
Yeah.
No, my Harley takes
You want to
those.
take the doors off, or
there's two.
the torque screws.
Listen.
Torque.
Yep.
This is very intelligently done.
Well played, Todd.
There are too many people out there trying to steal teeth. They want to make it a little bit more difficult for you. You're not
torque spits.
You're not just going to come in there with some fucking Phillips head and take my teeth.
Gotta have
What
this.
kind of rinky-dink operation you think this is?
You get a special bit like a new car for your fucking hubs, for your fucking luck.
Yeah, you want to
your
steal
lock
my
nuts,
teeth?
your
You
lug
will have
nuts.
had to call the body shop.
There's a locking screw on the
special
very
set.
back left.
So I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So anyways, yeah, these unbreakable teeth. That pop I heard
That broke.
was that happening right there.
from Doritos.
No, it was so the guy that milled these and makes the teeth, he's good friends with my sister, and I had a lot, and as everyone does, you get a lot of input on how your teeth feel in your mouth, the implants, and where you want things done and worked on. So that area in the front, he tried to make as thin as possible for me, and he made it a little too thin. And when Callie tightened everything down, it created too much stress.
Too much pressure. Yeah.
On that screw point, and that created the crack in the
Kelly gonna
teeth.
get in trouble?
No,
Sure,
God,
he
no.
wouldn't have made that mistake.
No, in all
I
honesty,
can only imagine those are probably super expensive. Those are the third pair, and they just put them in. That probably costs a lot of fucking money to make.
yeah, but they're making another set, a bottom set for me.
I'm sure they're insured.
Well, again, that's something we'll talk about all this after the show. But
Hey, so
yeah.
sure, he should have done it for you, and you should use vibranium. That's the end of it.
Okay, well, you have teeth in right now, so let us know the.
Yeah, well, so they took the bottom set out and put in the old prototype I had,
Yeah.
which are now the plastic ones again. So I'm back to not being able to bite into anything until, and so I had literally not even maybe 18 hours with my new teeth that I could fully bite, and then it was fully taken away from me the next morning.
No, you fucking don't.
Because of that crack. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And
Well, you
Sorry,
know what?
Cory.
You know
no,
what?
I appreciate it, Todd.
You know
Thank
what?
you.
Through the whole process, I'm a stickler with teeth. They've looked great. You couldn't tell when they've changed. I'm sure that you could tell immediately, but it could have been a lot worse. The top ones could have busted. You couldn't have had someone in your family that knew what to do.
You could have accidentally swallowed both of those pieces of
or it
No.
could have fucking sliced your fucking lip open.
So-
I mean, it's something.
So that's neither of them were coming out because of the other screws, but there was, since that did happen on a screw point, by the time I got home that night and still had to like try to eat something for dinner as soft as possible, it still continued to crack through. And by the end of the night, like I could feel it starting to swing back. The smaller piece right there on the left, I could feel that like starting to swing back from the one screw.
All right,
And-
now I'm literally
food
I'm
started to
checking-
get trapped
I'm
in between
checking
the two.
out.
Yeah.
A medical
I'm
grossness
checking.
podcast.
checking out.
So
So-
what did they say? What did they tell you?
Basically, just everything I told you guys. Like it was milled too.
No, I get that part, but I'm saying like in regards to replacement. How long is it going to take? What's going to be?
Oh, this Wednesday. 3 days from now. Or 4 days from now. I go in, and they'll have the
What
other
happened
ones
at the bowling
completed.
alley?
What's that, Todd?
I said, what happened at the bowling alley?
At the bowling alley? You mean the day of the dude?
Yeah.
Did you guys want to discuss that?
Why don't we?
I'll let Bob kick that one off.
No. Okay. All right. So Monday, March 6th was the Day of the Dude. It is a annually celebrated Lebowski centered holiday.
And why was it important this year?
Well, it's important every year,
Right, but why this year?
This year in particular because I learned about it.
You know why else?
I feel like you're going to tell me.
From what I read, it marked 25 years.
Yes.
All right. 25 years of 25th anniversary of the Big Lebowski.
Yep, on that actual day.
All right. So anyway, my hirsute friend who just went to take a squirt. I know he's a big fan, and learned that there was a Day of the Dude celebration at this bowling alley that was, probably 25 minutes from each of us. So I'm like, hey man, I think we should go to this. I don't give a shit about it, but why would you be that obsessed with a movie character and buy the sweater and the jellies and all of these things and never use them? So this is a perfect opportunity. He was all about it. He asked me immediately, he's like, hey, are you going to dress up? Any chance I can get you to dress up as Walter Sobchak? And I'm like, 0.0%. But then after a few days, I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? This is what friends do. I'm like, I already have the army jacket. I really just need to go to Harry's Army Surplus and buy a couple more things, and I could do it. So that's what I did. And I fucking dressed up like Walter, and I drove out there. And I'm like, okay, what time are you going to get there? He's like, probably going to get there around whatever time it was. I'm like, I'll be there at the same time.
And you showed up 45 minutes later.
No, I sent him a text, and I go, I'm in the parking lot. Where are you at? He's like, I'm on the way. Typical Cory, like, I'm almost there. And he's probably like 7 miles away.
Right.
So he gets there, and he's like, oh, what side of the building are you on? I'm like, I'm on the fucking north side. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I'm parking on the south side. I'm going in. I'm like, you're going to make me fucking walk in here on my own? I didn't even want to come to the, I didn't want to dress up, but here I am. I dressed up for you, but you're going to make me walk
like
in
Walter.
On my own. Yeah, well, it really helped out on that day. So
was it Shabbos?
I had to fucking, it was not Shabbos, but I walked in on my own from the opposite side of the bowling alley. And of course, fucking Cory's dumbass wasn't in the bar yet. So I sat down at the bar.
Son of a bitch.
And you could see these people like walking at the bar, like ready to place their order, and they're looking at me and they're like, hey, I guess I'll have a Bud Light. And they kept like giving me the up and down, and I'm wearing the fucking bandana and the yellow sunglasses and the army coat. And I'm like, oh,
they thought you were freaking going to murder everybody.
I felt like I was right at a costume party where everyone else is like, this isn't a costume party. So finally Cory shows up, and he's dressed like he's normally dressed. Cory's the only one who's there all night long who did not dress up. This is how he generally dresses. So sorry, am I dishing it back off to you here?
No, I'm just gonna.
No, go right ahead.
No, I want you to finish your side of it.
So my side of it.
Well, I mean, it's same side.
So but I feel like I should probably stop talking right now because this is you're gonna have a much clearer and more excited recall of what happened than I did.
A total recall, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were very, very upset that I did not park on the same side as you, or walk around that side and walk in with you.
Son of a bitch.
So
yeah.
So I walked in, and
I felt jilted.
There was
like a date that had been stood up on prom.
There was maybe, actually no, I shouldn't say there was maybe. It was Bob and I and one other guy, and that was it.
Yeah.
And so they literally
like, you motherfucker.
The people at the front, and Todd, this is a very important part here. They're like, well, the only people that are allowed to enter the contest are people dressed like the dude. Anyone dressed as Walter or Donnie or anyone else from the movie, like you get a door prize and all that, and we're glad you're here, but it's only for people dressed like the dude.
Yeah.
So Bob's like,
I was fine with that.
Yeah, Bob's like, no, that's more than fine. He's like, I'm here for Cory.
I don't give a fuck. I'm here for my friend.
It's not Day of the Big Lebowski.
Exactly.
Day of the
I get it.
Yeah.
So
I got a T-shirt. They gave me a T-shirt, and I'm like, I'm fine with that.
So Bob and I go over to the lounge, and Bolero, very cool, very 70s. Everything in the place is retro.
It looked really cool. I was super jealous.
Yeah, it's the lounge is awesome. And so they had this old 70s bar set up. Bob and I sit down. I get a White Russian. Bob gets his beer. We're talking a little bit, and we notice they have the movie on a projector over in this little lounge area. And there's two old school 70s pleather chairs with this sweet couch next to it. I'm like, dude, well, let's move over there and sit down and live like kings tonight. He's like, all right. So we move over there, and one of the ladies hosting the event comes around, and she's like, hey, So I know I told you originally that we were only judging people dressed like the dude tonight. But she's like, as you can see, the turnout, you're going to be part of the contest. Because at this point, it was still literally just the three of us.
Yeah, Bob was sending me all these pictures, and it was like you two.
Yeah, so
I'm like,
so
are you guys the only ones there?
yeah, so it would have been literally the three of us winning the contest. She's like, oh, you want me to turn the movie on? You know, the actual sound on. We're like, yeah, that's why we're here. She does that. Get through the movie. A couple other people show up. There was one guy. I was like,
You got through the whole movie, and no one else showed up.
just about.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's always late.
Well, to be
He's
fair, they
always
started the movie halfway through.
Oh, okay.
So we're sitting there. One of the guys shows up, and he's kind of already got my costume beat because he's got the hair and the
I
the
saw
goatee.
him walking, and I looked at Cory. I'm like, motherfucker, this is I thought you were the one to beat.
Yeah,
you got some serious
dude,
competition.
I was pissed.
Was
I'm
that
like,
the
oh.
old guy that looked exactly like Jeff
Nope.
Bridges? No.
No, dude, things took a turn.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, that's whatever. It is what it is. There's only four of us here now, so at least I'm still doing good. Band comes in, starts setting up after the movie was over. And guys, once that band was on, the Beggars, which
Yep.
is a whole nother story in itself for another episode.
Yeah.
People fucking flooded in this place like you would not believe.
Yeah.
It was packed. The lounge was wall to wall, nuts to butts.
Mm-hmm.
You could barely move. And lady running the show again comes around the bottom. It's like, actually, by the way, you're not going to be in the contest now because now we have too many people.
Exactly.
So
there were like 11 or 12 dudes.
yeah, it was. I don't know where everyone came from or why everyone decided to show up at one time, but it was fucking insane in there, and it was actually ended up being a very, very cool event. But I wanted to share with you guys and the pictures that, or some of the pictures that we had from the night. So this first one
Yeah.
is Mr. Bob Rankin himself dressed as Walter.
Yeah. Looking at it now, I should have somehow tried to figure a way to color my beard brown like Walter's. Even though I'm sure that wasn't Jackman's real hair color at the time.
Oh God, no! But
when I saw it, Bob, I chuckled my ass off. I did laugh my ass off. I'm like, Mary, you got to see this,
dude, as far as Walters go, Bob was pretty spot on.
No, hold on. I was the only Walter in the
No,
entire
you were
place.
not. The other guy that was there with us when we first got there, he was a Walter as well.
I don't think I noticed that guy. He couldn't have been that good.
That's what I'm saying. You were the best Walter.
Yeah.
You should have.
I
You should have
was
started
not threatened at all.
charging dudes to take pictures with you.
I could have.
Word.
Lost opportunity. God
Word.
damn it, Nick.
So that was Bob's Walter. And as you can see in the background of the picture, you'll see in this next one too,
It looks like a big nose. Oh, never mind.
how packed this place was at the time when we got there and took these first pictures.
Yeah, that looks crazy.
But yeah, that was my outfit. Notice the actual jellies.
Did we determine that you were the only one to have the jellies?
I was.
Yeah, and shockingly, that did not put you over the top.
No,
So
it didn't.
was there a point where Walter had those shorts on?
No, those are the dude
Or I'm sorry,
shorts.
the dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, the dude had those shorts on.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
'cause I
100%.
I noticed
it should be
everyone-
noticed. It should be noted that's 100% dude outfit.
Okay.
yeah,
Everything about
yeah,
it.
it's just,
Except for
it's
the
just he
Under
doesn't look
Armour.
like him.
Except
His
there's
problem is he hadn't grown his hair out.
yes,
Right.
and I don't have just the goatee. I have the full beard
Right.
Yeah,
because but
The
yeah,
other dude with the full beard looked awesome as well.
everything about that outfit is completely spot on, down to the V-neck and the color of the shirt,
Right.
except for what the shirt's made out of.
I noticed the other guys had like the same pants on, like all the same like pajama
most
pants.
of them
'Cause that's
wore
a
the
different
long.
scene.
Right.
and,
Yes.
and it was also freezing cold out that day, so the idea to wear jellies and shorts wasn't the best idea.
but it should have given him a little more.
It should have given you an
more
edge.
points.
It
An
did.
edge up, yeah.
It really did. It really did. But like I said, when it came down to it, the people that they had for the finalists, it was a little rigged. I think they knew, or they were expecting not
Had
such a
some
big turnout.
Hometown refs.
Yeah, and they had 3 friends of theirs that came up just to kind of save everything if it didn't go as it did.
That one dude looks just like him though.
It looks
Like
exactly
like
him.
the actor, like Jeff
Jeff
what's his-
Bridges.
Yes, looks just like Jeff Bridges.
I
thought
swear-
it was him for a second.
I swear to God, you Corey, I was like, holy fuck, this lucky bastard. He fucking showed up. I thought he showed up at the thing to take like.
Oh, had he actually showed up, that would have been amazing.
I thought that's what happened. when I saw it.
Which guy are you talking about here?
The one right on the right there?
On the right.
Right
guy.
there.
To the right of Cory?
Yes, right there.
Where the mouse is? Okay.
Yeah. He took that picture
Yeah.
and his smile and everything. I'm like, holy fuck. I thought that was Jeff Bridges. I really did.
Yeah, so this was a group of us. Believe it or not, there was only one guy, and he was one of the finalists somehow.
Who?
This guy right here.
yeah, where his mouth
second
is,
in
like
from
second
the right.
from the left.
He looks like an
From the
idiot.
left, sorry.
He doesn't look anything like him.
No, and he was wearing nothing that the dude wore.
Yeah.
He's just like, I heard the dude had a bathrobe and a shirt and a pair
There must have been a
of shorts and
black
sandals.
judge on the panel.
It's like the guy hadn't watched the movie at all. Somebody just said, you kind of look like this guy. Why don't you put on a bathrobe and some sandals and show at the bowling alley at 8 o'clock at night?
Yeah, so that was a bit of a downfall, but nothing I can do, as far as that goes. Got another one from here for you guys.
Because that's a bunch of bullshit. If you're going to take a picture with a whole 11 other dudes, you should see 11 other sweaters, just like this picture is.
Yeah, that to me, I thought for a second was Jeff Bridges on the right. I was like, holy fuck.
Me too. Yeah.
The hair's too long. But I get what you're saying.
I'm like, that dude's a doppelganger.
But it looked like him today.
Yeah.
Like not
Yes.
in the movie.
Yeah.
It looked like him
Yes.
today. And I was like, oh
Exactly.
my God. I'm like, what
Now,
the
which
fuck?
one of these guys, is it the guy on the right, Cory, who said that his mom knitted him that sweater? It's not a Pendleton?
No, that guy.
Is it a different guy?
It was a different guy because that was all he had was the sweater.
Yeah.
He was in the last picture I showed. But he had short hair. Like there was nothing else about it. He had jeans on. There was nothing else about his costume except for the fact that he had what looked like a Pendleton sweater, the original one from the movie. Come to find out, his mom had actually knitted it like years before the movie had ever even came out,
Well, my thing is
and it looked exactly like.
She presaged the movie by years.
Yes,
my thing is like Jeff Bridges like legitimately is like 6'2".
Yeah. Yeah, he's a tall dude.
So why are people that love The Big Lebowski all very short people?
They don't want to be taller.
I'm not sure if I've ever heard that asked before.
Did you just see that photo?
Because they all want to be taller.
Did you see that photo?
moving on. Here was me graciously accepting my award.
What was your award?
I was third.
Were you
It
serious?
was a major award.
That's huge. You were third?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Good for you, buddy.
and this was the lady that.
No,
that was-
hold on. You were third before they got the 4 finalists up on stage.
3 finalists.
Right, but you were third before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you weren't
so you were
number
fourth
So they were
runner
like
up.
those 3 guys were tied for first place. And
They
then there was
again,
second place and third.
again though they were tied. None of them.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
That
they
doesn't
deserve to be up
make any
there. I'm
sense.
just
No,
saying,
it doesn't.
I'm just saying Cory did not place as high as he should have
Yeah.
because, in my opinion, as an outside observer of the Walter Sobchak of the group,
Yeah.
these were hometown refs, and they had nephews in the contest, and they couldn't let them down. That's what happened.
So,
was
but the jellies did get noticed big time. So I was happy for that.
Who's that 7-foot lady next to you, Cory?
That's the lady that was running the entire thing that told Bob that he couldn't be part of the contest, then could, then couldn't.
She's actually 5'4".
Is she barefoot? I was going to say, because she looks taller than you.
She's
She's
five.
got
She's
heels
five.
on.
She's 5'4".
She's about your size, Todd, in height and girth. So anyways, so the last one
Tag went up for Cory.
Zing!
Well, not really, because clearly.
No, last one I have, Todd.
Bazinga!
Last one I have.
That was actually pretty flattering for Todd.
Yeah.
He was like, I have been losing some weight lately, actually. Thank you so much.
So we also ran into these 2 guys at the event. But dude,
I'm willing to wager that the dude on the right for me, the Jack Nicholson dude, that dude never gets laid ever.
Todd,
Hold on.
he was spot on.
Cory
As
almost
fu-
had sex with him just that night.
Let's be clear, too. The real Jack Nicholson probably bagged 100 times the amount of babes that Tom Cruise ever bagged. So
Yeah, because he was the real
if you
Jack
look like
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, I would think that should
No.
automatically mean you're going to get the
No.
ladies. No.
Absolutely not. Because
the
that's nothing to do with the looks, bro. You know that.
With the sunglasses, he looks exactly like Jack Nicholson.
Dude, his mannerisms, the voice, he has it spot on.
He's got the voice too.
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
The Tom Cruise guy,
it right now.
kind of close
He's
to
just a young, good-looking dude.
and he obviously a younger Tom Cruise. He was all right, but dude, no, Jack, holy fuck, man, he was spot on. And the fact that these two, they just happen to be around the Detroit area all the time, going to different events apparently, and they happen to show up to the day of the
And
dude.
it pays off for one of them and it doesn't for the other.
You're probably right about that.
You're very right.
Except you're thinking it pays off for a different guy that I think it pays off for.
That's a pretty tall Tom Cruise.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's even taller than Cory.
Todd's about up to his dick, so. So there you guys go. That's the.
How were the three of you magically the same size?
I was taller
it's all
than both of them.
perspective by the camera.
I was taller than both of them.
It's all moving.
Thank you very much. There goes
holding
that
it-
picture,
all
the
moving
camera up
back.
like this.
and it's gone.
I was holding it like this.
You couldn't figure out how to get the flash on for that fucking picture.
Neither could you, my friend.
I did every time.
No.
And then you take the picture, it was gone. Either way,
No.
Remember,
Not
you
either way.
You got to light the striker filament before you fucking.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
that was our experience of the day of the dude. Bob, thank you very much for
Dude, we're going
Bring it
back
up.
next year. So the thing is, the post-mortem for this is, how are we going to alter Cory's costume so that it is unmistakable who's going to win this contest next year?
So I will say what we discussed as far as coming in second or third.
Yeah.
Next haircut I go get, it's all coming off, and I'm starting
Starting afresh,
to grow everything out.
growing out.
You're gonna have to shave a goatee.
And now knowing how
Your competition.
the competition was and how serious that was.
It's on now.
I mean, I'll have the beard all year, but for that day, yeah, the beard's coming off. It's going to a goatee.
You want me to get you some lifts?
It wasn't me, but spot
So
on.
next year we're not even inviting, even though we invited him this year
Yeah,
and he
we
still
did.
couldn't make it.
Even
Yeah.
though he sat here,
He's not invited.
trying to get the internet to work for the podcast to no avail.
I was grateful and didn't care that you weren't there.
I wanted to be there.
I know you did, and
I was grateful
as-
and didn't care that you weren't there.
That's
is
the
a-
I was-
the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
I was grateful you wanted to be there, but due to what you were doing, I was not concerned. I'm like, okay, well, Nick's got to make sure the internet's working, all that. I got it.
Yep.
Now,
You did a fine job.
next year you're just not invited. So
It's a public place. I can go wherever.
I can't remember his name.
I'm going to
but
own
I
that
do
place
it-
next year. Sorry, Todd. Go ahead.
If I had one wish, I wish that somebody had showed up as the dude. Who's the Hispanic dude?
Jesus,
in the
Jesus.
tight- Yes,
Jesus
that
Quintana.
would have. Yes, that to see it in person. That
Well,
dude.
I'll tell you what,
is
you got
an
all year to
unsung
work
hero.
on it. If Nick shows up with the beard, with the he's got a he's got
Got to
some,
shave everything down to a little
Yeah.
pencil thin goatee.
He should show up in a purple jumpsuit and a hairnet.
Well,
Yes, he should. He totally should.
Given that height doesn't matter, you should go track down Chico. and I'll buy the costume.
Oh boy,
So yeah, that was our adventure at the day of the
I'm
dude.
with you next year. We're going.
Like I said, I'm next haircut. Everything's coming off. Starting to grow everything out.
I'm going to take advantage of the money I spent for this year, and it's going to pay off next year, where I'll be wearing the exact same costume.
All right.
But I will be there, and none of those fuckers will remember me because I'm not dressed like the dude. But hopefully, they'll start having side contests for the Walters in the crowd.
I'm not after the turnout they had this year. Like all the organizers of it, and you could clearly tell who worked for the place, and they were so excited by the end of the night that they had the turnout they did for this. Like you could clearly tell when we showed up and it was just the two of us there, plus the one real shitty Walter. Like they were like, this is what we expected. We kind of figured this was going to happen, and as the night progressed and more people showed up, and then by like I said, the time the band got on, and that lounge was fucking packed, and there was people from that were there for the party actually out bowling too.
Yeah.
Like they were so grateful for everyone showing up and coming together and being part of their little community. And you could tell it meant so much to them. So, dude, fuck, I'm definitely going back next year. No questions asked.
So, hey, send me the dates too. I'll show up either as a cop or a cab driver. The only 2 black parts in the movie.
I mean, you as the cab driver would be pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, you'd be the guy who's making Cory listen to the Eagles.
What would you
throwing him out when he doesn't
I
want
say
to.
we could have Todd. We could have a whole skit.
What would you do if I spent the next year just listening to Jeff Bridges' voice and mastered his voice, and then purchased a wig and everything else I needed, and I ended up winning the contest over Cory?
I'm in. I'll finance that.
I would be
Nick.
more impressed if you figured out a way, because you've got quite a beard growing here.
Yeah, I do.
Right?
Thank you.
If you figured out a way to do the Sam Elliott mustache.
I don't know what that means.
So Sam Elliott plays the cowboy narrator.
Yes, he's always this.
Introduces
guy.
the film.
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And
I
if you
love
got
Sam Elliott.
if you got his voice down,
Yeah,
holy
boy.
fuck.
Yeah, you'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to think how he sounds.
He
He's
sounds
very country, yeah.
He's country
Yes.
distinguished.
He's got a
big old
If
country.
you're an asshole,
He's got a big old country.
No, Todd, he's not Wilford Brimley.
Got
Yeah,
a
he's
big
not.
old country mustache.
He's not at all.
And he wants
I
to
can't
know
get that.
why
I
y'all
can't
are
get that
doing
low. That's
this.
he's gonna have to work very hard.
See, the problem is
to get
I
down
can't
there.
I
can't
just wanna
ask
know why
Nick
y'all are trying
to
to do
listen
this.
to him and come back with a draft approximation of that. Nick has to want to do that on his own.
Well, another episode of the Schnozzcast. We're all hanging out here.
Still,
That's
very
Wilford
Wilford Brimley.
Mine's lower.
No.
It's more
No,
like
no, Todd, yours
if
is
you
yours is
want-
more Wilford Brimley than Nick's.
Really? You
yeah.
think so?
Oh yeah.
Damn it!
But yeah,
But
you guys are.
I'm a
he
dulcet
talks-
baritone then.
The guy you're talking about, Samuel, he
Yeah.
talks. He's been in a lot. He's been in cowboy movies.
He's been in a ton of
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
He's Little Nas. He's in Little Nas X's video
He's through the nose
from Montero.
His voice is a lot through the nose.
It's a very distinguished way of speaking that he has. It's not
and wasn't
just,
he in
There's no drawl to it.
he's got
Drawl?
an accent. He's got a southern accent
if
for sure.
If you
No,
ask me
not-
what has he been in, I'm going to name a whole bunch of movies you haven't seen. I feel like
Roadhouse, number one.
Correct.
There you
Yeah,
go.
he's
Done.
never seen that.
but he's through the nose. He's like,
Well, y'all are trying to see.
he talks through his nose.
That's it.
But
That's
he's
it.
very
That's it.
deep.
I'm not giving
Yes,
you
it
this
is
as
very
an
deep.
assignment
I can't get there.
because it doesn't. Yeah, I would
I've seen him
pretend
in
to.
like two things.
No,
so.
but if I could recommend something, it would be the first 5 minutes of the opening credits of Lebowski is all you really need for Sam Elliott's voice. You don't have to watch a whole movie,
Yes.
just the first 5 minutes. That's
but
it.
it
Or
is
the bar scene. The bar scene when he's talking.
Right,
That's
or the
actually
bar scene.
extended.
But it is different. It is different when you do someone's voice. There has to be. I have to see their face. There has to be mannerisms involved.
Yeah, that's
Like
probably
when-
true.
You ever notice when a lot of people do George W. They squint a lot of times and they talk like this.
I'm not sure I did,
You know,
but now I do.
But when they move their face like he moves his face, the sounds come
You
out
get closer to the sounds. Yeah.
exactly.
Well, then definitely,
have
I'll
to
get
see him.
I'll get the very particular hour and minute and second where the bar scene starts.
well, hang because
where
there's
you get
you might as
Sam
well
Elliott's
you might
character.
as well add the end on too, just so he gets.
I
the
remember
full
the end
effect.
where he was
wants to
sitting at the
see-
bar
yeah,
at the
and he wants
bowling
to see
alley,
him.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
There's only very two very
That's
quick
it.
parts he's in the movie
Right.
that you can actually see him. So it'd be a matter of maybe 45 seconds of video for you to watch.
Yeah, that's it.
If I ever
The bar
told you
scene's
that
the best, I think.
my favorite
They're both in the bar.
kind of family is nuclear.
Nuclear.
All
I
right.
can't even do it.
We're gonna, boys. Thank you so much for spending the last hour with me, for letting me spend it with you. It's been a long week. I'm so excited to get to tonight, and here we are, and it was fantastic. So, Todd, thank you, sir.
sir.
Out of Washington. Cory, Nick, I love you guys. Love you, Todd.
I like you too.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Still think you're nice.
We're gonna outro to shot. So, Todd, you got a poured?
Hang on.
Hold on. Hoisin.
Shibby shout it.
Moisen.
It's a little Jerry Lewis.
yeah, I'm like, poison.
Old.
The Crown Peach.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, the Crown Peach.
You guys Ready.
Pour that shit
Ready?
with all speed.
Well, that's all we have for our heroes tonight.
That was a little closer.
Cheers.
Keep going.
So for Schnozzcast, my name is Nick. I'm here with Bob, Cory, and I think you know the rest. Cheers.
Asshole.